Well, digital product is never in its final form because when you're in the final form, you're dying or something like that. But no, we're evolving. We're constantly evolving, and because the whole landscape is constantly evolving.
Hello and welcome to Fixed, the podcast by the Fix Media where we unpack media insight and take you behind the scenes of editorial decision, strategy and innovation in the industry. I'm Orsi and I will be your host today. Before we dive in, subscribe, follow, and if you like what you hear, support us at thefix.media. We're happy to welcome two members of the simulation game team today at the Fixed podcast, Alina Afonchanka and Alex Vorobev. Alex brings over a decade of experience as former editor-in-chief and publisher, while Alina is a designer who has led visual and strategic projects across independent media networks. And together they're part of the team behind one of the most unique products that the Fix created, the simulation game. Because let's be honest, we all felt that traditional education can sometimes be a bit too theoretical, and this game takes a different approach. So let's find out what is this about. Hello, guys.
Hi, Orsi. Nice to see you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Happy to be here.
Very happy to have you here. So let's jump right into it. So what's the problem with media education that the Fixed Media Simulation tries to solve?
Well, let me answer this question. Thank you. Leadership in media and NGOs are almost everywhere, to be honest, is learned on the job, often through very costly mistakes. People become managers not because they were trained to do that, but because someone just had to step in. From day one, they are expected to lead teams, handle conflicts, prepare budgets, and pitch funders without any proper preparation or safety net. You don't have safety net in business, obviously. Traditional training programs are helping a lot. I mean, really a lot. But case studies they feel distant and not relevant. And when the first crisis hit, they're on their own. The media managers, the NGO executives. So the simulation aims to fill that gap. It puts people into realistic, high-pressure scenarios like layoffs, like donor negotiations, like internal conflicts, or like making tough product decisions, and forces them to act, not just analyze and that's it. They fail during the simulation. It happens sometimes. They adapt, they learn, and they actually feel that they how they can behave if they'll have not the very same scenario, but the situation comparable to this one, and now they have the relevant experience in a very, very safe environment, I would say.
I think when the first time I met with the simulation game, it was very difficult for me to understand from the very first moment, like what is this about, how it's going to work. And now I think to helping this process, because it's also a little bit like explaining a board game, is it? That you try to explain, but until you actually get into it, you can't really see how it's going to look like. But I just saw that you just launched a new website also for the simulation game. So can you tell us like what is it and why now exactly?
Well, finally, because last year was a breakthrough, and we finally moved from like MVP, like very solid MVP, I would say, to a proper product. Thanks to our great team, we like basically recreated the whole game, and it paid off. Last year we had like multiple simulation on multiple languages. So getting back, what's crisis leadership simulation? If we speak like from broader perspective, it's interactive, digital, competitive training game, basically a plugin module, where multiple teams step into a role of managing a media outlet or an NGO or just an organization, and they make decisions under pressure. I think I mentioned this previously. It has been designed for program organizers, for university journalism or media management, or even broader, like project management programs. And for media teams as a capacity building, also. So for anyone basically working with leadership, strategy, and capacity building. So speaking of like breakthrough the year, we've run multiple simulations, at least at 3 languages: English, Russian, and Ukrainian. We had a long-term partnership with Stockholm School of Economics, where they have a mini MBA module for independent Eastern European media editors, and it basically started there. Simulation started there. Then we had a beautiful kickoff module for Media Blend IPI Hackathon in Bratislava, which was led by Alina offline. And multiple simulations on Ukrainian market for students, for NGOs, for media managers, Taras Shevchenko University, FOYO, UN Women.
And where is this product is coming from? So, like altogether, if you look at the simulation game, it's quite visible that it's a big thing and it has different layers. So, where this product is coming from, and the main idea is coming from as well.
Well, as I mentioned, it came from the idea that we need to create more complex training product, like media management or NGO training product. And I mentioned that it came from long-term partnership with Stockholm School of Economics, where we had future media management mini MBA program. As a part of this very complex program, we decided to create a digital module. So that basically how it began. And we always had the idea to turn it into like more structured and complex product, for more broader audience, not like one of training, I would say. So over the time, and with the help of our team, it evolved into structured, very well designed, and very smoothly operating digital platform with multiple challenges and scenarios. Lots of additional materials and articles, like after readings and after listenings, I would say, and with clear methodology, with lots of frameworks installed inside these challenges. And once again, especially last year, we invested a lot of internal resources to redesign it, to expand it, and the result is now visible on our website.
Yeah, I would just add that demand is growing, and the website helps us clearly explain the product and how it works and how it can be integrated into different programs, and of course to reach new audiences. That's our goal for now.
Yeah, also you mentioned that it was a little bit difficult to understand what the whole project is about. So now we have a website, and we hope that now it's clear for everyone who want to understand what's the simulation for and how to add it to I don't know, training program, to educational program, to one-off event like hackathon, like webinar. I think now it's relatively easy to understand that.
And if the website is not clear enough, you can still contact us. There is a form, and we will be able to follow up on that and probably provide even a more detailed plan.
All right, so maybe let's take a deeper look now how actually this simulation game work.
Well, basically, participants are divided into teams, and as mentioned before, they're taking on leadership roles inside a fictional organization. And before the game, of course, they divided into group chats where they receive structured onboarding materials. They're also including their roles and even hidden agendas, so they understand the context they're stepping into. And during the game, during the simulation, they go through a series of challenges. As Alex mentioned, it can be managing crisis, pitching to a donor, or resolving some internal conflicts. And basically, every decision that they make has consequences. So they have to balance the strategy and the team dynamics and their resources. And the experience itself, it's very highly immersive. There are also live role player calls with experienced media professionals who are acting as donors or their team members they need to fire, for instance. And it's usually our senior members who are taking those role play roles. And there is also a moderator for each team who helps the participants to go through the challenges. The moderators don't intervene, they can only navigate them through the platform. And there are some problems that are occurring during the session, but overall, participants are on their own. And they work with internal documents that guide or sometimes even intentionally confuse them. And each challenge is, of course, time limited. So there is this constant additional pressure. And what else here to add? We run the simulation in multiple languages. Our main languages for now are English, Ukrainian, and Russian, but the platform also can be translated and adapted for 4 more languages. And of course, we adapt the scenarios to fit the specific context of each program. So overall, that's how it works.
And what kind of situation do participants face inside the game? Because you mentioned that there are some calls with some senior members of the FIX and also that you have to hire or fire someone. So can you tell a little bit more about these situations?
Yeah, teams might need to decide whether they let someone go during a budget crisis, handle a difficult donor conversation. We have multiple scenarios for donor role play conversations. Uh, there are a bunch of internal team tensions, also digital problems, and launching a new product, crowdfunding campaigns, some editorial challenges. I wouldn't go into specifics because for that you would have to actually play the game and live through it. But there are always strategic dilemmas like balancing the growth and sustainability of your media outlet, of your organization, or dealing with your burnout within the team. So the key idea is that there is no perfect answer, always trade-offs, and this is exactly the thing that makes the experience realistic. So you can't go through the first 3 challenges and understand, okay, there is the logic, and now I know what's the right answer. This won't work. So you'll always have to go through the materials, discuss everything with the team, and kind of get to the uh, right answer for your team on your own with your team.
Yeah, I wanted to add that, and besides this, the most immersive thing we have in the simulation is role player calls. Because as Alina mentioned, we have a very experienced team in terms of media management. I ran a media outlet by myself, and lots of people from our team really held senior positions. So these calls, these challenges, are usually super tough, and people who experience the calls, they mentioned it multiple times in the feedback forms that wow, that was something else. So yeah, and this is, but a simulation can be run without these calls, just standalone, be using just moderators. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit also about the participant, the people who usually play this game. You already had a couple of chances to try the game offline and online as well. And what do you see? What do people usually struggle with when they step into these leadership roles, even as just in a simulation?
What we often see that people don't struggle with technical knowledge. It's rather the decision making under pressure. So aligning with the team, handling conflicts, and making difficult choices without a clear answer. Those are the real challenges, and especially true for younger professionals who often lack the practical experience of how things actually work in real organizations. And this is why the simulation is very valuable for students or early career professionals.
Yep. At the same time, we also have quite complex challenges, as we mentioned previously, I think multiple times. The participants has to data analyze the data, like multiple slides with data to find the clues there. They need to plan their strategy. They need to pitch to real donor, as I mentioned previously, like a role player donor. And even senior media managers, even C-level media managers, find this like very challenging. We as we looked in our feedback from last year, lots of people who held like senior positions, they told us that wow, that was something that I remember have experienced previously in my career, and I felt the same level of stress and pressure. And actually, that's a great product. Yeah.
Another thing that I would add is that sometimes we have teams from Ukraine whose mother tongue is Ukrainian, but they still purchase the game in English to practice those knowledges in English, to have those donor conversations in English, as most of the donors in Europe operate in English as a working language. So those challenges make it like a real case for them.
Yeah, this is a great push from your comfort zone, and also a great improvement, and basically free experience, because if you fail, you don't lose like money or respect or something like that. So
But our role players will make sure that you feel that it was real.
yes, yes.
Also, you already mentioned a couple of feedbacks. Talking about that, what kind of feedback do you get from participants?
Well, lots of, and well, first of all, it always in every program the simulation has the higher get higher points, comparing even to very high profile teachers. And I'm sorry for the teachers, I mean they're great, but you have to listen and to analyze, and this is more like a traditional way of education. And having the digital educational module always like increases the mark. It's just because it's digital and it's fun and so on. But yeah, I mentioned previously that during the, for example, Stockholm School of Economics module for independent media outlets, we have lots of C-level media managers, and they always highlight the that this is the closest you can have to real problems you face in your everyday media manager or like project manager work. So this is for us, it's the best the best feedback we can get, that it is like almost as you had it in real life.
Yes, and I would say that simulation evolved over the past year and became more structured, more immersive, and more flexible. That's something that our participants also highlight. We now have a solid library of challenges, and we also eager to adapt or create the new ones depending on the needs of each new partner. So we are testing and evolving the product.
Is it always the same challenges, or the challenges are changing basically for each team?
It changing for not like team, but the whole program, and we can adapt it on for programs who are focused more on business side of media development, or more like internal side of media operation, or more like external pressure, like once mentioned donor or investor pressure. Nowadays media outlets have like almost all the time. So yeah, we have lots of ways to adapt, to change our simulation, and as Alina mentioned, we have lots of challenges already, and we're creating more and more and more to fill the library, to challenge the library with as many like frameworks as we can give to next generation of media managers, journalists, NGO leaders, and leaders in general.
Yeah, I would just add that the game is usually very, very balanced. We have a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and the main focus that the client is preferred. It's very easy to integrate to your business program.
You mentioned that you were working on this game for a while now, and you already had a couple of great examples to try it. Would you say that now, as the simulation game, it is at this form? Would you say that this is a final form, or is it going to be a forever evolving situation?
Well, digital product is never in its final form, because when you're in the final form, you're dying or something like that. No, but no, we're evolving. We're constantly evolving, and because the whole landscape is constantly evolving. Look at the funding cuts from USAID last year. We evolving there too. There will be lots of new challenges. I mean, the challenges for the whole sector in 2026. So we'll evolve because we need to fulfill the needs of next generation of media managers. So yeah, it's evolving, and we add more challenges. We are polishing it in terms of digital, in terms of design, in terms of faster and smoother work and operation. So no, it's evolving.
If we look back to 2023, how we started and what product we actually have now with the website, it's really like it's been a lot of work in the past 2 years, and I can't even imagine where we headed in the future.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about who could benefit from this game the most. Like, who is this game or simulation game is the most useful?
Well, if we speak of like stakeholders, we aim to program directors, universities, implementers, or like media organizations, NGOs, educational institutions, both like governmental and non-governmental. Basically, everyone who has its own educational program and want to be more diverse in terms of educational logic and flow. So yeah, I think these are the main target audience for us in 2026 and 2027 at least. We also have a plan to maybe to create is more like a capacity building program, like a part of your like the retreat, your media or your company retreat, and we also thinking at this direction, like a little bit less serious, but also very challenging and very like fun and complex at the same time, but more like experience rather than education. But it might be an addition in 2026. But for now, we're aiming serious people who run serious educational programs.
And we are slowly finishing this conversation. I have just a couple of more questions. What do you guys think? What makes a simulation game like a great addition to a training or a workshop or basically any kind of program.
It's basically a hands-on component that complements theory and brings a much higher level of engagement for our participants.
And if we speak of stakeholders, they get easy to plug in, like well-tested, actually low-cost module to fill in their program and to highlight their program, to show that their program is different comparing to other training programs. So it worked both ways. It's very immersive gaming experience, and it's very beneficial for the program organizers in general. So yeah, it works like both sides.
So looking ahead, where people can reach out to you, like how can people try the simulation game?
Very easy. Just go on our website. I hope you'll add the link below. As yeah, and like write us a message, schedule a call. It's very easy to find the fixed contacts online. We're basically on every big conference. So moreover, a big part of our team will be in Perugia in International Journalism Festival in 2026. So we'll be happy to have a coffee, to have a conversation about the simulation, about the media development, and so on. So please reach us out in any possible way.
Yes, we already have several simulations planned for this year, but there is always a room for new collaborations.
And if we speak of experience, we have demos, we have videos recorded how the game operates, and we don't make it like public, but you can get it after one email.
Thank you so much for joining to today's episode of Fixed, and thank you for the introduction on the simulation game.
Thank you, Orsi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, Arsh.
To everyone listening, thanks for tuning into Fixed. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast, follow the Fix online, and yes, we're now also on TikTok. Want to support our work? Visit the Fix.media and explore our new membership program.